Good evening, everyone. See, I said good evening instead of good morning. I'm aware of different times. Welcome to Shooting the Shelf here on the Just Shelve It channel. I'm Jesse Arnold, and with me is, as always, my co-host, Curtis the Inevitable Ackerman. How are you doing tonight, Curtis?
I'm doing lovely. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning indeed. Got a fuckle?
Oh, there you go. That happens.
Well, a couple of folks out there in the chat already. Oh, man. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm very excited about tonight's show. We're bringing on my good friend Tyler. I've been wanting to get on here since I started doing these last year, and we finally got timing lined up to where we could get Tyler on here. So let's give a big digital round of applause to Tyler Robertson, aka Failed Imagineers. Welcome to the show, Tyler.
Oh, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. And I'm dropping F-bombs right out of the gate. So
Yeah, I had a pretty good fuckle there.
yeah. Okay. Well, let's see if I can avoid any more of those and not accidentally banning anyone out of the chat tonight. Tyler, before we get into it, Ty, we've known each other, almost 10 years at this point?
Yep, close to it.
And we've bonded over Star Wars, movies, all sorts of stuff, and got into customizing around the same time, customizing figures and stuff. So let's bring up our shelf selections where we go through some stuff Curtis and I found this week and give some thoughts.
Oh, I guess I'll do that. Or you'll do it, or we'll both do it.
No, you go ahead.
All right. This first one is mine. And this is because it's fun. A lot of toy photography stuff. So he had a scene where it was Superman versus the Hulk. And, you got Hulk coming in, breaking through the wall there, and then Superman kind of blasting him with his eyes. And just thought these were a couple of really cool shots using different figures from different lines and, just some kind of cool setup with the lighting and the background. So,
yeah, I always love these photos that get like that diffused dirt and stuff in the air that really messes with the light beams and stuff. That's really cool.
Yep.
You're just really trying to get me into this like hero versus hero conversation, aren't you?
No, I saw it and thought it was cool. So, obviously Superman would win, but that's, nobody will debate that, I'm sure.
I'm not getting dragged into this conversation. It's a very cool set of pictures.
Tyler, you got anything for this?
No, the lighting's fantastic. I like the added effects. It's something I'm trying to get into, trying to improve my photography, and yeah, but I love the lighting on here, especially coming around the Hulk there.
Yeah. Next one is Jesse's.
Yeah, so this is from Honed Axe, and of course, my boy Thistlethorn right out in front of a bunch of the flock characters out in nature. I always love seeing nature shots, especially with this cast of characters. So, of course, I had to grab that one. Just really cool. I love just how they kind of go off into the distance there.
Absolutely. I said it, but that's fine. Yeah, I do like the, how the scaling, even though they're in what would be just normal, like grass to us, but it kind of looks like tall weeds and stuff to them. So I like the way that the scaling in the picture works. And yeah, like they're kind of, sneaking up on somebody or sneaking through the forest. So it's a really cool shot.
Excellent.
All right. Next one is mine. This is Arthas Zoran. It's been doing some really cool stuff lately in the Cabal. And I saw this one and I fell in love with this thing. So obviously it's using some Varg arm and torsos. And then that painted head from Wolf King Customs. I believe that's the Mug Tug character. And then some of the soft goods from Kai Labs, I believe. So I love how this one came out. Any kind of like Iron Dwarf or pale skinned dwarf, I'm a sucker for it. So this thing just really wowed me.
One of the words you're looking for is Duragar.
Okay. I wanted to make mention too, if you look on the close-up picture there, the way that he got around those eyes to where it's kind of like pink on the bottom eyelid, and I just thought the way he did the eyes was really cool looking.
Yeah, that's really great. That sculpt is great too. It's got a lot of emotion in it, and it takes a good paint job to really bring that out.
Yeah,
because as we all know from Black Series figures, a really bad paint job can really ruin an awesome sculpt.
yeah. Okay.
So where can we go back to that? Where do we say where those soft goods are from? Those
I believe those are Kai Lab soft goods. So,
okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, speak of the devil, Arthur Zorn is in the chat at the moment. Welcome,
awesome.
sir.
Yep. So great job, man. I mean, you've been killing it lately, anyways, with a lot of your stuff, but this one really spoke to me. So, if you have it up for sale, let me know because. So
Curtis just loves spending money.
There you go.
Okay, I just saw this. I'm not a huge Michael Jackson fan. Please, everybody in the chat, don't hate me. But this picture, I cracked up when I saw it. Just seeing Indiana Jones with the disco lights, and it was on Instagram, so the music was playing. It just caught me at the right moment, and I love that like the hat and the belt almost look like neon, like reflective tape there. I don't know. It was fun. It was different. So that was one of my picks this week.
And Anthony confirmed that is a Kai Lab set, and it was for the Mezco Conan. But yeah, it can be used on other things, obviously. So I agree. I mean, I've talked to Jesse numerous times. He's told me how much he loves Michael Jackson. Really like his favorite of all time. So it was no surprise when I saw this photo. In fact, I thought Jesse probably put it together himself, but no, in all seriousness though, it's just a cool shot, cool pose. They really capture the just the moves and just the pose of it. It came out really well. So
yes,
Jesse, are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay. I'm okay. Yeah, I love dancing. This is not Offworld. We're not talking about Step Up.
We could.
No. Moving on.
I've got two here from the same person. This is OC Nerd Swagger. Once again, some more action figure photography shots. So you got the big croc from. Is that a 5K? Do you know?
I have no idea.
I know I've seen it a bunch everywhere. I'm not sure where that's from. Anyway, and then you got the Croc Master from G.I. Joe. Just love the way that this shot's set up. And then the next one is the new Mafex Nightwing with the Mafex Daredevil. Another great shot there. Those two have very similar skill sets. So I just think both of those were some really good toy photography shots.
Daredevil's winning all day.
I highly disagree with that. So,
nope,
but
he's winning.
Okay, I thought you weren't going to get pulled into the whole versus thing.
It's not a conversation. That's a fact.
Oh, okay. It's wrong, but okay. Tyler, you're the tiebreaker.
I'm going with Daredevil.
Son of a...
Sorry.
Next time I'm bringing on one of my friends, only Jesse's the only one I got. So, but good. Once again, great for toy photography. If you're looking for somebody to follow with some good shots and some stuff that'll make you go, wow, OC Nerd Swagger. So
that's a fun name.
Yes. This one is Jesse's.
Yeah. Okay. So Ninja Turtles, I always loved like the Muppet Babies and like the kid versions of stuff. So seeing these three like running away from the mummy Michelangelo coming out of the sarcophagus. I don't know. Again, it just kind of made me laugh. I love the lighting on it. You got the golds and the purples, the smoke effects, whether they're real or digitally added in. It's just, I don't know, it's just really fun. Yeah, just got a kick out of it.
Sorry, I was just reading the comments and I'm just heard that nobody's taking Nightwing, but yeah, this is cool. Just kind of distraught right now, but I do like the. Is that sarcophagus with a toy of some sort, or is that something that they made? Or
I don't know if it is, but NECA has been putting out set like play set like diorama set pieces to go with their Universal monsters. So there is a mummy set, there's a Frankenstein's monster set. I think there's a Dracula one where it's got like different elements and stuff. So I've not seen one out of the box, but I'm assuming that's the NECA one.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's really cool. I didn't know where they got that from, and I've never seen those little turtles either. Like I've seen the mummy turtle there, but I've not seen these little ones.
I think that came out in one of the accessory packs. Like in the past year, they did like an accessory pack that had a bunch of different things, and like the big thing, and it was the 4 little turtles. But I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
This reminds me of looks like DuckTales.
Yep.
Yeah. I could see that. This is the next one for me. This is Patrick Cho, 1986, and basically took this McFarlane Superboy, which if you look up a picture of that McFarlane Superboy is very basic, and did like a complete body repaint of this to make it look like a cell shaded, you know, like it just leapt off the pages of a comic book, and just did an amazing job. Like, you know, everything from the worn metal on the knee pads to all the cell shading on the jacket, even the glasses there. You know, he's got like cell shading on the glasses. It just came out fantastic. So awesome transformation on this one.
Yeah, that's I'm not a huge Superboy fan, but if that's how the toy came in the package, I probably would have got that.
Yeah. And Jesse?
Okay, this is from But Travel though. This is a clearly some sort of dragon beast that's being cobbled together from a couple different Jurassic World figures, and I just love the creativity of like taking 2 sets of back legs from I believe that was the Giganotosaurus from the last Jurassic Park. I'm not sure what the wings are from, but just like melding them together. So I can't wait to see what they do with the rest of this. And that's a Mythic Legion down front. So I mean, this thing is massive. I don't know if those wings would be able to lift that giant guy off the ground, but it looks cool and I love it.
Yeah, it's like this thing is massive, and I don't know. I mean, obviously we've been highly anticipating a dragon from Mythic Legions, and I don't know if this is I don't know if this is the kind of scale that we're talking about, or if it's going to be bigger than this or what, but seeing something this massive is pretty cool. So I just don't, you know, the big problem when we get one for Mythic Legions is going to be where do we put something?
You're going to hang it from reinforced hooks in the ceiling.
Yeah. You're going to need to like take one of those heavy bags that they have hanging from the ceiling and use that kind of like heavy duty chains hanging it from it. But yeah, this is cool. Like it a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
And last one for me, this is Jordan Yee in the Mythic Legions Cabal. And I found out he's got a Instagram, rather newer Instagram. And I believe it is a private page, but you can throw out an invite or whatever, a friend request or whatever to see his stuff. But I really liked the way that this came out. He said in a post in the Cabal, he was kind of testing with some different materials to kind of get like this, like, what did he say? Fired pottery look that, you know, had like this, like multicolored, like almost like metal or something. And I just love all the colors that came out in this. It just, you got some blue, some red, some browns, some rust. Like the whole thing just came out really fantastic. So I know he said he was kind of experimenting around. Well, I'd say the experiment was a success.
I think he got it.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, some of the colors people get just like playing around with stuff, trying to get different effects is really cool. And this one is really nice. Yeah, I like all the different layers of tones and stuff. It's really cool. And I love that helmet. So
yeah. Yep. And Jesse's last one.
Oh man, I went blank. Was this John or
Yeah.
Okay, so this is John Caulfield from the Euro Legions podcast, guys. He looks like that was one of the Sabadom heads from Planetary Dog, and just made this awesome. I'm assuming that's a dwarf scale rhino. It might, yeah, I'm pretty sure those are dwarf legs.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just really loved the white rhino look. I love that mace and everything. It's just really cool. Love the bluish tint to the colors and everything. Yeah. Career customs are always going to grab my attention. So,
yeah, for me, it's anything dwarf scale with those white arms. I'm all about. If you want my money at Legions Con, this is what you do. Throw a dwarf scale anything together with white arms, and I'm probably going to want to buy it. So, okay, I think that was everything.
All right.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep.
All right, let's get this rearranged. And it's weird. The headphones are like stuck in the ears really good, so everything is really muffled. So like, I feel like I have a head cold. So Tyler.
Yes.
For those watching, Tyler is not into collecting Mythic Legions or Cosmic Legions, so do not pressure him into that.
As much as you may have tried in the beginning.
We'll see what happens throughout the show.
No, we're not gonna torture this man. So before we jump into all of your customs and how you got into all that, give us I mean, obviously I know you, but like give a little rundown, like what's some of the geeky, nerdy stuff that you're into? Because I know you go to a lot of conventions and shows and get like autographs from celebrities and stuff. So like what's that bug all about?
That's a difficult question. Well, as far as like what I'm into, Star Wars, obviously. I've been a Star Wars fan since I was a little tyke. Probably since I was like 4. I remember being in our old house and playing with my Star Wars toys, and I was like 4 years old. So those are like core memories for me watching those movies. So that's, that's ingrained in me. But me and my wife do a lot of, like you said, me and Megan do all kinds of cons, and mostly like we do a lot of like 80s movies. Meet the cast of the Goonies. That was a big one. Yeah, it's pretty much we pretty much like anything nerdy. We're pretty much there.
Yeah. Okay. And big into horror movies of all styles and genres and all that too. So
it's pretty equally split between strictly weird horror and Star Wars.
Okay. And
I'd say that's how how we decorate the house too, as you've seen. It's horror in one room.
Yes,
and the next
I mean, you literally have the carpet from The Shining.
Yeah. In the foyer.
We're gonna see what we can do, JG.
No. Now, oh dang it! What was that thought? It just left my head.
Horror in Star Wars. Probably made you think of the Christmas special.
No,
that was
wait. That's a special kind of horror. Oh, I remember. You're a big Stephen King fan.
Yes.
And Ender's Game, correct?
Yes. Yep. Those are my two favorite.
We've had several people.
The books or the movie or both
of Ender's Game.
Yeah.
So the Ender series. Well, I always say that the Ender series is my favorite book series, tied with the Dark Tower series. But it's Ender's Game and the Ender Game series, book series, and the books of the Gunslinger, Dark Tower.
Gotcha.
None of the nothing they've ever done to put that on screen has worked out. So
Okay.
Okay.
I think that movie I think both of them are as good as they could have done with what they were given, but that's a whole nother
Okay.
long conversation.
I just know
yes,
we've had several people in the chat over the past several months that have talked about, mentioned Ender's Game, and I know Danny loves all sorts of books, so I wanted to get that one out there. And he's asking, Bean series or Ender series?
Ooh, so Ender's Game is my all-time favorite book, like flat out Ender's Game. But Ender's Shadow is a better book. So that's tough. But the Bean series is probably certainly more cohesive and more easy to follow.
Now, is that a character in Ender's Game, the Ender series?
Yes. So,
okay.
I don't want to spoil anything to anyone who might, but it's basically a companion series.
Okay.
Ender's Game and Ender's Shadow take place at the same time. They overlap. It's just from a different character's perspective. His name's Bean. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. Well, one of the things, of course, we love talking about toys here and dioramas and customizing. So, being a Star Wars fan, what is it that got you into customizing?
You. We've discussed this many times, and you don't like to take credit for it, but I definitely would not have customized anything without you kind of pushing me to do it, or at least encouraging me to do it. But no, I think a big part of it is what's so awesome about Star Wars in general and the Star Wars lore is there's so many different characters. There's so many, even ones that are not canon anymore, even ones that are just, you can pretty much make anything and it'll fit, which is what I think is really cool with Star Wars is literally you can there are people who make Jedi out of Marvel Legends figures and they look fantastic. They don't look like they shouldn't fit, but you can make it fit, which I think is really cool. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, I did that with what's her name, Thena, or the Angelina Jolie character from Eternals. As soon as I saw her, I was like, she looks like that new character from the High Republic. So I put a brown robe on her and gave her a lightsaber, and that was it.
Yeah, well, I did one. I had someone commission a female Jedi, and did soft goods and everything. I used what's her name, Sif from.
Oh yeah,
is that
Thor.
her name? Yeah, from Thor.
Yeah, it's interesting when you start talking about aliens and outer space and all this kind of stuff, how it kind of opens the doors for a lot more possibilities. And I know Jesse and I are really into mythic legions, and there's only certain things you can really do within a sword and sorcery world. There's certain limitations, technology wise, like typically we don't see like guns or blasters or anything like that. There's certain like things that might be too out there, but one of the things that I'm excited for as we get ready for Cosmic to show up, which is kind of similar to what you're talking about with Star Wars, is that it is introducing like a bunch of alien races and it's out in space. And so now it's like some colors that we might not have used in the past, or some different metallics, or different races and stuff that we may not have incorporated in Mythic are now kind of open as we get ready to see Cosmic. So I understand what you're saying. It's like, it's very freeing that you can, kind of do whatever wild and crazy thing you want to do, and it still looks like it fits.
Yeah, absolutely. I follow a couple of people on Instagram who do droids, and they'll kit bash tons of different pieces of different droids and make them look completely different. And that's so cool. You can do that. It looks like it.
Yeah, it's just
completely different characters.
Yeah, the creativity and imagination of just the sci-fi and fantasy community in general, but especially when you get into like diorama makers and customizers and stuff, um, just as far as like the physical creativity that can come out of it is just really cool how people can take like the one selection where he's taking apart the dinosaur and making a dragon with like actual parts and then sculpting. Like it's just so interesting, what people will grab this thing or this thing. And because I remember we were out at the Treasure Trove Toy Store, which is like a flea market store, and I think it was you, right, where you grabbed the little like Imaginext Honda Baba head or something, like
Yeah, yeah.
the little or Funko Minis or something, and you
Whatever
were
they were
like,
called. Yeah.
yeah, and I was like, what are you gonna do with that? Is that for your daughter? And you're like, no, it's for you're gonna like Dremel out the head, and he's like, it's the right size head to go on to do this kind of a custom. I was like, I never would have thought of that.
And it worked
really
pretty
cool.
well. It's over in the case over there.
And you're strong. We'll pull up some pictures here in a minute, but what so you got into customizing with Star Wars, and obviously I know the answer to this, but like you've got a big focus on like mostly like Mandalorians and troopers and stuff. What was the draw to them?
Well, one thing was, I mean, come on, it's Boba Fett. Boba Fett was my favorite character growing up. He was everyone's favorite. Yeah, I mean, twins. There we go.
Boba Fett bros.
Yeah, man. But yeah, Boba Fett, like, he's awesome. He's the best. So, I mean, never mind. I want to get into the Boba Fett. But
no, go ahead.
The flexibility of Mandalorians and their armor, and that you can build a story with a character that just out of their outfits, which I think is cool and fun. Just trying to have an idea of what is this character, who is this character, what did they come from. So that's like you said, that pretty quickly I found my Mandalorian lane, because I had, as Curtis was talking about, that freedom to do whatever I want with this Mandalorian character. And that's what's really cool now is we're getting all those base figures, the Death Watch, the Return of the Jedi, Boba Fett, or the Cobb Vanth. Mm-hmm. Great base figures to customize with. So,
and you don't just customize the figures as is. Like you print like panels and pieces. You put soft goods. You make straps and buckles and do all sorts of stuff. So like you go all in on these things, and it's been cool watching your passion and skill for this grow over the last couple of years. It's just really cool, and just how much your skill and talent has just keeps getting better and better. So I'll bring some pictures up here. When you're making, I feel like I'm shouting. These headphones are so weird.
You're not.
You're good.
When you're building Amanda, you were talking about like the story that can come up as you're building. Oops, I can't click on the picture on the screen over there. I have to go over the real thing.
I love the dial.
And that's one of the first ones you made, right?
That was the first. That was certainly the first 3D printed diorama for sure.
Okay.
I think I made that other hut you were talking about, or the droid depot thing, around the same time. But yeah, it was definitely among the first.
So you started out buying some like STLs or Patreon stuff when you got into, because you hadn't done any 3D printing before this. Like you got the bug and you got into printing pretty quick into customizing. Like that was kind of
I mean, it was pretty. Yeah, it was one of the first things I printed was that Mandalorian, the armor from Boone from Skylu 3D.
Okay.
That was among the first things small things that I printed outside of the diorama pieces. Yeah, that one there.
And when you're building that, when you're painting this, putting this together, you're talking about like the stories, but like, have you, for each one, if it wasn't like a custom, because you've done commissions for people, which hopefully we'll get to those. Like, are you building the story in your head as you're putting this character together, or are you just like, I want to see what this red looks like, and then a story comes along?
Sometimes it's sometimes a little bit of both. But usually I know specifically for this one, it was a ray base actually. This was one of the million rays that they
Yeah.
they released. So this was actually this was my first Mandalorian that I did, but I took that as a base as far as it's Ray, so it's a junker. You know, I didn't want it to be super clean. I didn't want it to be, you know, really nice. And there's the base. There's the base figure. But yeah, that's where I went. That's where I started with that. Was that it's a junker, so I'll use that.
Okay.
It's weird seeing these.
I like the layered armor, like how it wasn't just like one piece, but it's, you know, you've got the torso and then the shoulder pads, and like you're layering the armor on top of it. That's cool.
Thank you. And I think that leather was from an old camera bag strap from I believe the 80s or 90s, and I just cut up and used.
That's vintage.
Yeah.
Now the Boba Fett in this picture was that one of the model kits?
That was one of the model kits, and I never finished it.
Okay.
How you see it there is how it ended. Well, it ended up in pieces, but you know.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, cool. It's got a little video. That's fun. So this is the Droid Depot thing you were working on.
That's really cool.
I absolutely love this. Like, you put so much effort into this, like the tarp, and just like, because I remember watching you do this, like figuring out how to put all these things together and just coming up with ideas and like taking apart C-3POs and hanging the legs from the there it is, from the hooks and stuff. It was just really cool.
Yeah, that one was a lot of fun. And the wood there is actually from an old type press drawer, like where they used to store for pressing like newspapers and stuff, the letters. That's from an old drawer. I just tore it. It was broken, so I tore it apart and used the drawer for shelves and a diorama.
Perfect size for shelves in there.
Yep, exactly. That's literally, I just pulled it off the board, cut it to size, and slid it on.
Awesome.
Anthony with a hot take of Captain Rex is the greatest character in all of Star Wars. What do you guys think of that?
That's a take.
It is a take.
I absolutely love Rex. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Rex is cool, but there's a lot of characters in Star Wars. I think that's I don't know that I could definitively say one greatest character.
Yeah, I do love me some Captain Rex, but yeah, I don't know if I would agree that he's the greatest character in all Star Wars. But he is pretty great. And so is this custom. This is one where you threw all sorts of like straps and holsters and stuff on there. Like, I just love that this guy was like freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger at the end of any 80s movie, where he just goes into like the gun store and just like grabs everything and just straps it on himself.
I like that it's not like clean, you know, it's very weathered. This guy's seen some action, you know. This is, yeah, it's cool.
And that was the same thing you were talking about before as far as the story goes. That's what I had with that guy. If you look at the caption on that last one, just the idea of an Imperial scout who deserted with his K-droid, and they opened up a business.
Nice.
Found that funny.
Yeah.
I found that idea funny, and it seemed reasonable. Yeah. So.
And just, so you get some great poses, and just like the lighting on these are a lot of fun. The dead or unconscious Jawas. Oh, wait, I keep missing that there's more pictures in these slides. I'm sorry.
That gun, I still have that. I still have that whole figure, but that gun was a fun build. I just took apart a Call of Duty AK-47 and took the gun from the one of the guys from what were they called? The Guavo Gang or whatever that from Force Awakens. You know, the red guys with the eye.
Yeah.
What were they called?
It was the Guavians. Yeah.
Guavians, Guavo,
Yeah.
Guavians, whatever. It's close enough. Yeah, so I just took that gun and put the other pieces, glued the other pieces on top of it. That one was a lot of fun.
That's cool.
I like doing that kind of stuff too. Making weapons, just cutting apart two different kinds of blasters and putting the scope on one from one to the other. And
I love, that's like not doing anything really sci-fi or tech. I don't get to do that, so I get to live through you doing that, seeing these things. And like I love this like strap on this guy. It just reminds me of what was it, Terminator, when John Connor's teaching her to like tie the rope so that or was that one of the other ones? That wasn't the original one, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah.
It was. Well, they do it in.
They reference it.
Salvation.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I can only roll my eyes on camera so hard at that movie. So.
That movie had a lot of potential.
It did.
I don't think Salvation's as bad as the last one.
You know, the less you do, the more potential you have. So.
Yeah. Now this is the hallway. This was a 3D print. I remember you doing this multiple pieces, correct?
Oh yeah, because at this point, I still had my small 3D printer, my Ender 3. So each panel should have been one piece, but I had to cut up into quarters to get it to fit onto the build plate.
So each side of this wall was 4 pieces, correct?
4 pieces.
Okay.
And then trying to glue them together is a lot of fun, let me tell you.
That's really cool.
But yeah,
how do you have them suspended like that? Is there a wire from the ceiling?
Yeah, it was just a wire. It was a wire literally around his, like, you can just see it in the top right there, like through his vest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right there.
It's like a real stunt man. Very cool. Oh, you got my girl there. So Ahsoka. I would argue Ahsoka is the greatest character in all of Star Wars, in my opinion.
I figured that's what you were going to say before.
I'm willing to lean toward that direction as well.
I mean, there's a lot of great characters in Star Wars, so like everyone else is very close, but she's my favorite. I just love, again, we were talking about this. I don't remember where, but like I don't know if any of us would call this like playing with toys, but that's 100% what this is. Like setting these things up, taking these pictures. It's like still having fun and letting the creativity, go through it. You're showing off stuff that you've done. You're showing off like your photography and like your scene building and stuff. It's really cool.
And it's fun. Above all, for me, it's fun. Setting this stuff up and taking pictures, man, it's fun.
Yeah, and whose head is this down here?
It's Moff Gideon. Yeah,
okay.
You guys hit that off. Yeah.
This is the Quentin Tarantino version of.
Yeah. Well, Cara Dune's over there laying on the ground too. There's Moff Gideon's head.
Oh yeah.
There.
Okay, now
I've got a light.
That one I see nothing. How is he flying there? I don't see anything coming up from underneath or above.
I'm not going to lie to you. It was literally a fishing rod and fishing string.
Really?
It was old school. I had it up above. I think I used a mic stand, like a microphone stand, and had the fishing rod in the mic stand, and then I had to just
I remember seeing that in
using what
your
I could.
garage.
Yeah, that's cool.
These are cool. These are what the Hasbro Commandos should have looked like.
Shit, it's like you're building your own action figure. Like it's like what is that? Like 85% new parts?
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, yeah.
Go ahead, Tyler. You talk. You
Oh
did
no,
this,
it's
not
yeah.
me.
So this is basically just. I think this was just a base clone trooper, just dremeled to absolute bits, just to get pieces to fit in and whatnot.
Because all the stuff on the forearms and the legs, that all like slips over like actual gear. Like those aren't like the Mythic Legions where this forearm is just like a port system. Like it slips over like someone put.
Yeah, it's hollow basically. It's like you would in real life put a gauntlet on it. Works like that. So you got to make sure it's a. That's the real pain with kits like that, is just getting the things dremeled down and fit correctly.
I love the blue on this Shore Trooper. Like I know there was a little bit on the shoulder pad initially, but I really like that color scheme.
Yeah, I don't even know what color that would be. What blue that is? It was probably a Citadel paint at that point. Citadel blue.
Is this what do we call that? A digirama?
Yes,
like a computer screen in the back.
There's a TV, TV in the background, and
TV.
I just
okay.
took sand from my daughter's sandbox and piled it on top of a table.
Gotta love Army building stormtroopers.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm looking forward to with the Cosmic Legion with the Tusk figures. Like they're so stormtrooper adjacent.
This is pretty freaking cool, man. Like,
yeah.
What do we got here?
Well, that's Mark Hamill.
That's Mark
Hamill.
Right.
It was just at like a Comic-Con or something?
Yeah, it was at New York Comic-Con.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And that was awesome. It was he was super nice, super personable, as much as they can in the small amount of time that you have to talk to them. He was a blast. He was so nice.
That's so cool.
Yep.
Trying to upgrade those sequel series characters.
God, they're so bad. Some of them are so bad.
The sculpt's good on some of them. Yeah, man.
See if you can upgrade the story to them as well.
This one. Now,
this was when I started getting into resin printing, and a lot of those, like that red one was one of the first where I printed the helmet.
Okay.
Printed the armor pieces and things like that. I think the pistols too would have been 3D printed at that point.
It's just such a great color combo. Like black and red wins. I know black and red's a huge fan favorite in the Mythic Legions community. So,
oh yeah,
and just in general, I'm sure. But that's a great looking Mando. I love like the knife, like on the belt, and back there. It's just so cool.
Well, like, hold on, let me pull something up real quick. Like that, like, yeah, that's what that reminded me of. So.
That's killer.
Yeah.
I was wondering how long it was going to take you to bring something like that up.
Well, I mean, it fit right in. It did. Yeah, black and red, cosmic vibe. Like, I'm gonna see cosmic stuff in here. Like as I'm looking at this stuff, it's just gonna hit me. But yeah. I'm sure it's the same way for Tyler. Like he could probably walk down the toy aisle and see stuff that's not Star Wars, but see how it could work with Star Wars.
Let's get up here to Okay, these were cool. Where
These were
now this was you took a couple figures. Where did you go?
yeah, we were in the Poconos. We were just camping in the Poconos.
Oh, that's right.
We're at a Airbnb. I was like, well, I'm gonna take a figure. I'm gonna take at least one figure. And this was at there's a big boulder field up in the Poconos. It's literally just boulders for as far as you can see. It's pretty amazing. But there was a tree that had overturned. There's part of the boulder field. But there had been a tree that had fallen down. That's what all those were.
That is sand. I mean,
the dirt is that actually I had my daughter throw dirt up while I was underneath with my camera.
That's so much fun. Now
that shelf looks so empty compared to what it looks like now.
Yeah, it does. Let's see.
That Return of the Jedi scene looks cool.
Oh, which one? Oh, down here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of that's a Landspeeder Luke design kit. He just did a revamp version of that. I'm actually printing it right now. I'm pretty excited.
That's cool.
So he's one that does like the STL files that people can buy and print. Correct?
Yeah. I subscribed to his
okay.
Patreon.
He's got his Patreon. Okay.
Yep, and I work with a gentleman out in California. His name's Bill. He's 2797 Studios. Awesome dude. He does mostly Landspeeder Luke and in print custom stuff. So I do all of his resin printing for him. But yeah, he does this kind of stuff I do just for me, as far as the dioramas go. But Bill's a seller.
This was a commission, right?
Yep.
The Lady Mando squad.
Yep. This guy is awesome. He's bought 15 figures from me. He's a really nice guy.
Awesome.
And again, another thing where you can use different head sculpts from we got Marvel Legends, we've got Destiny. That one is a Destiny figure.
Oh, right.
Just to make different.
And somewhere in here, I know you've done a couple customs based off of like cosplayers' costumes, correct? Like their kits.
Yeah, I've done a couple of those. I'm actually working on one of those actually right now. Is my only open commission I have right now because I closed commissions. But yeah, I did. I think I've done 3 of them based on other people's kits. And that one down, if you go back down a little bit, which is really cool to me. The one with the duster. I actually have somebody who's making a full size kit of that one.
This one?
Oh, wait. No.
This one
further down. Yes, that one. There's a guy making a kit based on that, which is pretty awesome.
Oh, that's really cool.
I'm excited to see his work. I think he's done the helmet so far. Yeah, it looks pretty killer.
That's such a cool character. Like, I mean, this guy pops up in a movie or a show, like 100%. Just like believe it. And yeah, you've done a couple of these you've done 3 3 3/4, 6-inch, and 1/12 for these, right?
Yep.
For the Massives.
Yep. Yeah. I did the Hot Toys scaled ones, man, are
Those
tricky.
Are huge.
They're tricky.
Oh, they're tricky. Okay.
Yeah. Because they're so huge, they just
the print. Making sure
the print itself is just there's so many details on those things that it's hard to but they're fun. They're always fun to do.
And most of your stuff is that you do for yourself is 6-inch Black Series scale, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Where'd it go? Oh, and this was the Speeder. Is this 2797 Studios? Is that
Yes, yeah, he's
the one you do your stuff with?
Yep.
Now, do you
Print
ride that
quality.
do you ride that like a bantha?
That's the only way you're allowed to ride that is like a bantha.
Gotcha.
All right, gotta share your Ahsoka tattoo here, man.
Yep, I'm happy with it. My buddy Tim did that for me.
Here's that Sif you were talking about.
Yeah, that one was a lot of fun. Because I haven't done too many Jedis. They're just a little bit out of my comfort zone.
Okay, well, I mean, you killed it. Like the way you weathered the actual figure parts and just adding the soft goods and stuff to it. I mean, that again, that character could very easily walk into any Star Wars movie or show.
While we're looking at that, Anthony has a question here. What's your favorite obscure non-Star Wars toy line? So any other toy lines that you collect that little unusual?
I just started last year getting the Plunderlings. I absolutely love Plunderlings. I think they're freaking adorable, and I'm gonna get them anytime I see them. I think they're great.
Have you seen the different scale ones they're doing that they've got in the works?
Yeah. Nah, not for me. I'm gonna keep to the small ones.
This one's really cool. I like that.
I love your comment here. There might be a time I get sick of making Mandalorians, but we're not there yet. And I love how you incorporate kind of like, because I know most of the guns in Star Wars. Oh my gosh! How did I not realize that was supposed to be like Halo?
Yeah, it was. Right? It was a commission. He was like, "Hey, I want something that kind of looks like this." So that's what I went.
Okay.
For.
And you did the Sacred Jedi texts.
Yep. Yeah,
these were 3 3. Were these 3 3/4? Or were these?
No, those are 6-inch scale.
Okay.
I've done them 3 3/4, and it's not fun.
Okay.
To be honest.
Just
because
they're so tiny.
I don't enjoy working that scale. That's why I don't do miniatures. Oh, my poor.
I got you this. Yeah, so one of your posters fell and knocked this guy off the mantle, right?
Yep.
And
you
took your customizing know-how and fixed it.
Not too bad, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it is a bust, but
yeah.
Oh, that's right. Curtis, whenever he sees a bust, it's pooping in the bottom half.
Yeah, if you can't see the bottom half, then it means they're pooping.
He must be pooping.
Yeah, so.
All right. I absolutely have to bring this up because this is just like the coolest thing ever. Meeting all 4 of the hobbits, correct?
Yep. We met all the hobbits. We didn't get a picture with Sean Astin because we'd already met him before. There was a Goonies reunion, so we met him then and got his signature then. I didn't feel like, quite frankly, paying for it a picture again. So
when I saw these pictures, I thought that was really cool because I was seeing other people posting pictures, and I think the Steel City Con itself, and then there was a picture like of the 4 of them out to eat. I was like, hey, my friends just saw them in those exact same clothes. Or like, I mean, they're celebrities. It's cool. They go to restaurants like normal people. Well, maybe not normal people. I don't know. But yeah.
And they were all a delight, especially, quite frankly, Billy Boyd was one of the nicest celebrities we've ever met. He's right up there with Henry Winkler. who we always say he is the nicest celebrity we've ever met, is Henry Winkler.
Hmm.
The Fonz he's the man.
Did you tell Sean Astin that Goonies is a poor man's Monster Squad?
Oh
man, that's probably what I would have to tell him.
I love Monster Squad, but that's rough.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. This is D&D Mini, but it is huge, correct?
Yeah, so that's my loophole there, because it's massive, but it's still a D&D Mini. Yeah.
So that's standing with a 6-inch figure.
Yep. I did that for a Christmas present for my nephew last year.
Nice.
It's his birthday today, or soon. Happy birthday, Owen.
Awesome. Happy birthday, Owen.
I love all the different varieties of the Mandalorians that you got there. Like I'm, and I've got to keep going back to Cosmic because that's like my frame of reference. But like they've got these Tusk Sentries that are coming out in the first wave that are kind of like a makeshift. Well, let me just pull it up real quick. It's just like this, I don't know, like uniformed trooper. And like, I'm planning on doing something like what you did, like doing a bunch of different color varieties and different armors and styles with it, all with that same body. So I think it's cool seeing all the different ones that you've got here on these Mandalorians, because it's given me some ideas for, how to kind of make up those sentries.
Yeah, I love anytime you work green and gray into a uniform or a Mando. I love it.
This one makes me. I just want to do more soft goods, sophomore base, because that's just a Black Series Death Watch base, just with.
And is that the armor? Is that from the figure itself, or is that printed stuff?
No, that's from the armor itself. I cut off because it comes on the vest itself. It's attached to the vest of the
right. It's like the outer layer over the torso. Yeah.
See, like Jesse, I know we've got like those sculpted upper arms and upper legs for Legions, but I think it would be cool to kind of do some of what he's got there, like where you've got actual soft goods under the armor.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how you would do that in Legions, but that would be kind of cool to incorporate some of that in there.
Totally agree. I love this shot. Like, I don't know why. It's just like if the Breakfast Club was badass bounty hunters, like that's just the first thought that comes to mind, and I mean that in the best way possible. Yeah, I love this shot. Like
that was at like 3 a.m. the other night. I was just like trying to get stuff done.
And is this another video? That's cool. So, for getting into all this, like the soft goods and stuff, you would just watch tutorials? Did you just like teach yourself? I just mess around?
Taught myself. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of times I'd look at other figures, not only customizer figures, but just look at GI Joes, and see how their armor is strapped on, and just try to emulate those looks. There's a lot of the earlier ones I did were more kind of tactical looking, and I definitely pulled a lot from the GI Joe line.
Okay.
A lot of those early ones had a lot of GI Joe parts.
So, for what advice, or is there any advice you have for someone who's getting into customizing whatever line of toys that you would have liked to have heard early on when you were getting started?
Yeah, number one, this is something I discussed with a buddy of mine at work. Get a what's it called? The paint mixer. The I'm sorry, I'm blanking on what it's called.
Oh, the little thing that shakes the little pots.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right there. That's
Okay.
my tip. Get one of those. But no,
Okay.
don't get frustrated. Don't get it's difficult to say because I've started figures and I put them away for 6 months. Yeah, like they'll piss me off. I just throw them in a bin, and it's very easy to just give up on something that you've put hours into, and don't give up on projects that you think might be lost. You can save them. That's happened to me a lot where I thought, well, I'm done. Like this thing's just a piece of crap, and I'm just gonna throw it in a bin. And
Sometimes you just have to walk away from it, work on something else, and then come back.
Even if it's for a few months.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Do you find, I know, and again, I know some of the questions to these, but I'm asking on behalf of audience, but do you find, other than when it's those frustrating moments where you get stuck and it's not working right, is like the painting and the customizing, do you find that to be a very, kind of like soothing, kind of like focus thing where it kind of helps?
Absolutely. I can't tell you what painting has done to my mental health in a good way, to have some kind of outlet, to have some kind of, I love my actual job. It's great, but to build something from nothing and then have a thing to say, hey, look what I made. That's pretty awesome. It's a cool feeling. So when I wrap something up and you're usually the first person I text and be like, dude, check this out. Look what I just did. That's an awesome feeling. It's great to finish stuff. So that's, because even like I said, even those failures, man, I'll walk away from them and then, hey, I'll start something else and then I'll have fun doing something else for a while until I can, wrap back around to the thing I failed at.
Awesome. We got a couple questions out there. I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this question, but Ryan Johnson or explosive diarrhea?
Ooh.
I like Ryan Johnson.
See, I was going to say this. I know you and I line up pretty similarly on the sequels overall, and
I very much enjoy every Ryan Johnson movie that I've seen.
Favorite Ryan Johnson movie?
Oh God, I kind of want to say Brick, but it's probably Looper. Looper is probably my favorite.
Oh yeah,
I've seen Looper. I've not seen. What was the first one? Brick.
It's called Brick. Yeah, it's a very, very interesting movie.
It's kind of like high school students if they were like 1950s noir detective movie.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
But like set current time.
Yeah, they speak in kind of like a noir way, I guess. Like it's very slangy for the time period,
And there's no way teenagers actually talk like that.
Yeah. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in it. I forget who else, but Emily DeRaven from Lost.
Oh yeah. What's her name? Is the femme fatale character? Is it Rachel Bilson?
Yes.
No. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So.
Let's see what else. I thought there was another question. No, I thought there was another. Where was the other question? Non-Star Wars toy and I guess explosive diary. So yeah. So.
Okay.
Do we want to talk any Star Wars movies, shows? Anything that you really, I mean, obviously you're a Star Wars fan, so you probably enjoy most of it, but anything that you enjoy more than others?
Yeah. I am one of the people that I can enjoy anything out of Star Wars. It's Star Wars. I'll take the bad with the good. Book of Boba Fett is not a good series for me. I don't enjoy it. But there's moments where, hey, this is what I wanted to see. This is what I'm here for. But overall, it's great. You know, I'll watch it every once in a while. I won't watch it as regularly as some other things, but Star Wars is Star Wars for me. They haven't yet screwed it up enough for me to say, "Oh, well, I'm just not a fan of that." Except maybe Resistance. I'll say I didn't enjoy that. That just wasn't my my cup of tea. But I didn't.
But that was when they geared that more intentionally towards a younger audience, right? Whereas
for sure, yeah.
Clone Wars kind of bridged the gap, and I think kept a lot of audiences entertained. But Resistance seemed very,
it was definitely in that direction,
simplistic. Yeah. Joe's asking, do you play any Star Wars video games?
I do.
That's it. You don't have to say which ones. I'm kidding.
It's just a yes or no.
Yeah, so I do. I play Jedi. I just got Jedi Survivor, and got it for PS5. It's spectacular. I feel bad for anyone on PC who has not been having a good experience, because apparently it's an absolute disaster on PC.
Oh.
Frame rate issues and all kinds of stuff. But that's pretty spectacular. Yeah.
Have you played any of the virtual ones like Vader Immortal?
I haven't, not yet.
Oh, gotcha. That's really cool.
And of course, my all-time favorite Star Wars game is Dark Forces. The Jedi Knight, all the Jedi Knight games are, because that's my favorite. That's probably my favorite Star Wars character is Kyle Katarn. But he's not exactly canon anymore. So.
Thank you for saying what I didn't have to, Anthony. Appreciate it. So.
Respectfully disagree. But
it really keeps you on the edge of your seat.
It's one of those things where I totally understand why people wouldn't get it, or not get it. I don't want to sound like that. I didn't mean that way. But I get why certain people wouldn't find that as enjoyable as something that's more strictly Star Wars feeling, you know what I mean, as opposed to a spy thriller. You know, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I loved it.
All right, Eddie. COD, what's Charge on Demand?
Enjoy. I was playing Call of Duty earlier. Yeah.
Oh, Call of Duty.
I was playing a little.
I don't play video games anymore.
DMZ earlier. That was fun.
I have to act this. I got to bring this up because I don't get to talk Star Wars enough with really anyone but you, and I'm going to talk about it here. I'm super freaking excited. Oh my gosh, my words.
I wonder what he's going to be excited about. There's no way he just threw Ahsoka into excited and made him one word. There's no way
that was the most obvious Freudian slip in the world right there.
Right.
Hey, what can I say?
In the chat,
I'm consistent. Sometimes. No, what are your thoughts on Fast 10 being broken down into 3 movies? Kidding. I don't answer that. Yes, Ahsoka and all of that potentially leading to an Heir to the Empire-esque reinterpretation. What are your thoughts on that?
All for it. 1,000% all for it. I mean, I think we're about, I don't know, 20 years too late for that storyline. I wish they would have done that in the 90s when the books came out. I remember reading them when they came out. If they would have been able to do that with the original cast, you know, but here we are. I'll take it. I'll take anything we can get from that storyline because I think it's fantastic.
Okay.
That's
so do you think they're going to have Ahsoka take Luke's place in that story? Or fill the role he was doing?
Probably.
You
More
can't
than
say
likely.
that sort of stuff, Curtis. Probably. Okay. All right.
Probably. I think that would make the most sense, unless they're gonna swing it around and it's Ezra.
Okay.
And he
Okay.
fills the Luke. That would be pretty dope.
How do you feel if they bring in a new actor to play Luke?
I'd rather they get a new actor as opposed to shitty CGI.
Okay.
I what they did in Book of Boba Fett Mandalorian was fine. And I got all the goosebumps. Let's be real. Seeing Luke Skywalker on, in his glory on screen was pretty awesome. I don't want to see that a lot, to be honest. It's if you're gonna do it, recast it. I hope they don't. I leave him out of it, to be honest. Let's just
so you'd rather see him out of it than
absolutely.
Recast.
Yeah.
Okay.
If given the option, yeah, recast.
Okay. So have it be Ezra or Ahsoka would be a good replacement for.
I think it would be
the role Luke played in that story.
I think it'd be really silly to, especially if he's. I mean, obviously, in that case, it would be a main character.
Yeah.
It would. Dude, I don't think they could. I don't think they could do it over a full runtime of even a movie.
I wouldn't want them to do the CG. I would want if it was more than a cameo, I would want them to recast at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's more than just an appearance.
And I don't.
Sebastian Stan.
Sebastian Stan. I mean, I'd be okay
great.
with it.
I think even the guy that did the on-set Luke for Book of Boba Fett, I saw a picture of him recently with the costume and everything. I'm like, that I'd be okay with him too.
But also, maybe we just let Luke be dead. You know what I mean. But
right,
let's leave the character where he's at. Let's leave him go. Let's let him go. Let's let Luke be done. I think he's earned it.
Yeah. Danny's saying that he hopes they make Kaboth a Gungan. I'm pretty sure he's either really on or really off his meds tonight for that comment. Do you think we'll see Kaboth? Curtis, are you familiar with this story?
No. Not at all.
I think we'll see some iteration, but I don't know if they'll actually call him that.
So the potential series, that's all right, is based on the Timothy Zahn trilogy of books. It was like the first set of books that came out in the 90s that kind of really, it wasn't the first books ever post outside of the movies, but it was the ones that kind of reignited like the Star Wars fandom as far as like books. And it was 5 or 6 years after Return of the Jedi?
Yeah,
maybe 10. Like it wasn't super long after, and the Imperial fleet is being recollected and everything by the remnants by Grand Admiral Thrawn and all this stuff. And then there's this Jedi Luke finds, who we learn is like this evil, twisted clone of a Jedi, if I remember correctly, right? Like he thinks he's the real guy, but in the end we realize
but it's not actually him. Yeah,
he's a clone.
Dude,
and that's like the first time we get like the look at what the Clone Wars was about, which I really loved their interpretation of how the Clone Wars worked in that book series. Where
I don't remember that, to be honest.
The Jedi would basically sit up in the command ships and they would kind of like go into like a trance, and they would control the clones with their mind through the Force, kind of like real-time strategy games like StarCraft or Warcraft. They would do that because the clones all had the same brain. So the Jedis would like be attuned to that brain or whatever, and they would be able to maneuver them on the battlefield. They weren't actually down in there. So I liked seeing the Jedi in combat in the Clone Wars animated series and stuff, but I really liked that concept. I thought that was a really interesting way and presented some other different moral quandaries for the Jedi to deal with. Like, they're not even involved directly, they're up in the ships and all that stuff. And I thought that was really cool. What about Mara Jade? Do you hope we get a Mara Jade, or if Luke's not involved, you don't want her?
It's tough. That's I hope they bring her in. I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Who they would cast, I have no idea. Yeah.
See, Eldor makes a good point here, that the story could be a thing that takes place from the point of view of Ahsoka, so not directly following the events of the original saga characters in that timeline, which, that could be interesting, because then we'd have no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
They have the opportunity to show Luke earning his betrayal of his ideals so that Last Jedi makes sense. I think they're going to do everything they can to make the gaps between original trilogy and sequels make sense, like Clone Wars and all that in between the sequel stuff did, or the prequels did.
Do we have a timeline on the 3 movies that they talked about coming out?
Like when they're set or when they're coming out?
Like when we will see them.
I don't remember seeing time, year stamps on that.
Gotcha. But
the only one
series is this year, right? That's coming out soon.
It's an
Ahsoka
August,
series,
right?
August, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And is there anything else for this year that's lined up that we know of? Or is that the only Star Wars?
Visions 2 just came out. I didn't watch that yet. The anime shorts. I can't remember if there's anything else this year.
I think it's just Ahsoka. I can't.
Yeah.
Well, when does Skeleton Crew? Skeleton Crew's not until next year, right?
Yeah, I know that is one they're working on, and they are working on an Andor season 2, but everything's like on pause right now because of the writer's strike.
Yeah.
Sorry, put me to sleep just talking about it. Do we know how many episodes the Ahsoka series is? Did they say that?
I don't know. I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess somewhere between 8 to 10.
That'd be cool.
That seems to be the going, and I'm guessing they're going to be anywhere between 30 to 50 minutes, like Boba Fett or Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian have been in Andor.
But like no,
I really wish they would be more consistent with that crap.
Yeah,
just make them 40. Make them 40 minutes. I don't need a 22-minute episode and then a 48-minute episode.
Especially if you're going to release them a week apart. Like, just if it's clearly a 2-part show and as a 20 and a 40-minute episode, put them together.
Yeah, I agree.
There
was one episode last season. I think it was like 20 some minutes long, and it just felt like a ripoff.
Yeah. According to IMDb, there is a listing for 8 episodes. I don't know if that's official or if that's because there's no descriptors. I think they might just be basing that off on how many other shows have had. But.
Yeah. I mean, like the Mando ones are typically about 40, 50 minutes. Is that about right?
Sometimes. One of them was like 20-something minutes.
Yeah, they vary greatly.
And then the Andor ones, I mean, each episode felt like a fucking eternity. So that's, I mean, there's a little variety there. So, yeah.
I'm starting to really get the vibe that you don't like Andor. Am I close there?
Wait, he's going to defend it here.
Yeah. I actually think there's some interesting parts in it. I just think that they could have told that story in a much more streamlined way and not drug it out and made it as slow as it was.
I agree. I think it should have been at least 2 episodes shorter. They could have told that whole story in less time, and it would have been more succinct and more fluid.
But I mean,
But I still loved every episode.
Yeah,
every minute of it. So.
Same kind of thing goes for like Kenobi, though. Like I think that Kenobi felt like it was a little bit too long. At least for the story they told. Like if they were going to put something more interesting in there, that's great. But for what they told, it was, But there's parts of Kenobi that I absolutely loved. I mean, the fight between him and Vader was spectacular. So I wouldn't give that up for anything. The one where he slices off the part of his helmet and stuff. And,
okay.
Yeah, that's
Ahsoka did it first.
Okay. I'm not arguing with you that she's a good character. Now, I don't know that I
No.
would say the best character because
That's okay.
I just think there's too many to say that. But
I don't
she's
need you to agree
she's
with
a
me.
cool character.
All right, what do you think about this, Tyler? Starkiller versus Kestis, live action. Do you want to see that?
Cal Kestis. If I had to choose, Cal.
I think he means fighting each other.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, no. Who would win?
Would you want to see that in live action?
I don't know that I need to see Starkiller in live action, to be honest. But I'd love to see Cal Kestis, and not that he's not a bad character or anything like that. I just think that story has been told well enough.
Okay.
And I don't think the story in the new Jedi games has been that fantastic, to be completely honest.
Okay.
But I think he's a great character, and I think they could do a great job in live action. Of course, the story in that one game was so bad. I forget what it was called. I forget which Jedi Outcast, Jedi. What was this? It doesn't matter.
I don't know. Clearly Trevor's not in the comments because everybody's agreeing with Curtis on the slow pacing of Obi-Wan and Andor. So,
hey, everybody that's agreeing with me, be here next week while I tell Trevor the same thing. So
you've given away the farm before you sell the goat. Wait, no, that's not an expression.
I don't think so. But neither is float your goat, and you say that a lot.
Float your goat is definitely an expression I have heard other people say.
That is not.
There's even a meme where there's a goat in a inner tube floating in a pool or something.
Float your goat?
Yeah.
Whatever floats your goat.
No.
It's float your boat because a boat floats.
That's the obvious one. Oh.
just because it rhymes doesn't mean it's a saying, dude.
Now Jesse's going to pull up a meme that was made up by him to prove that that's a saying.
I didn't make it.
It might be somebody that heard you say it.
It's a phrase used instead of whatever floats your boat to describe any course of action that's acceptable to the person saying it.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever floats your goat, man.
Yeah.
See? Perfect.
Whatever goats your boat.
I
mean, okay, look.
I agree with Danny here. 100%, we do need Witwer in live action. 1,000%.
As who?
I don't care. Same thing. I also want to see Freddie Prinze Jr. in live action.
You said you don't?
I do. 100%.
Oh.
Yeah. In some way, I think those two I think are fantastic voice actors. I think they deserve live action.
I agree. I think I would love to see him. I think I saw something where he said he was done with it, but if they got a chance to get him do something, I would totally want to see that. Oh.
Sharing, not sharing.
See?
Okay. I'm glad you were.
I didn't make that
real quick.
I don't even have Photoshop on my laptop.
Must be a Pennsylvania thing.
No, because Tyler clearly didn't get it, and he lives like 2 miles away from me. Okay. Don't choke your goat. No. There's no OnlyFans.
Let's try not to choke any farmyard animals.
Did we miss Gendy Tartarovsky's Clone Wars show? We didn't talk about it, if that's what you're asking, Simone.
I don't think there's any mayonnaise in Star Wars, but I don't know. I'm not sure what they put on their sandwiches. So no,
but Luke was totally drinking fresh from the green sea cow milk. So that was that's it makes me laugh, but it's just kind of like, why is that there?
I don't know. It's almost like somebody wrote that as a joke and it made the final cut.
I I saw a targeted ad for me on YouTube today, and I'm pretty sure Danny was behind it. It literally came up and it said mayo haters look away with like a blurry background, and then it was just someone just like oozing mayo all over like a French fry. It was disgusting. Like, why am I seeing this?
A jizz of mayonnaise.
I hate mayonnaise so much. What are your thoughts on the Genndy Tartarovsky Clone Wars series, Tyler? Did you ever get to watch that?
Nope. Never got around to it.
If you ever get the chance, I would highly recommend it.
Yeah, I mean, it's something I want to watch. It's just haven't gotten around to it. I think I started it once, just watching it like on my iPad, and I couldn't focus on it, so that's how.
Curtis, you would love it. There's very little talking in it. It's mostly just action.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And is it on Disney Plus?
I have no idea. I watched it when it came out on Clone Wars. Actually, I think I got the DVDs at one point.
Gotcha. I'm still working my way through Clone Wars. I'm on season 4.
Okay.
So
Tyler, a couple weeks ago, you and I got to go to this cool little Star Wars event in New Cumberland, which is the next town over, pretty much.
It was a lot of fun.
And we got to hang out in the super cool realtor office / bar pool hall that was this realtor office of Chris Timmons.
Timmons, yeah.
Who is one of the 2 kids on the original Death Star package box art of the kids playing with the Death Star.
Kid in the yellow turtleneck.
Yeah, and he wore a yellow turtleneck all day. I was like, I can't believe he's wearing a turtleneck in May. And that was pretty fun. So you had your table set up with a bunch of your customs and your dios and stuff for sale. What other shows are you going to be doing this year for anyone that's in the central Pennsylvania area that might be able to come see you and your stuff?
So far, the only one I have booked right now is ZoloCon. The summer ZoloCon.
And that's the first weekend in September? Or second weekend?
Yeah. First weekend, I think. Yeah, I think it's the first. I think it's the first and through the third or something like that. I don't know. It's on Megan's calendar. She keeps my calendar, so I can't keep track of that kind of stuff.
I'll pull that up real quick. 9 September 2nd and 3rd. Yeah.
2nd, 3rd. All right.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm really excited about that. That's it's gonna be next couple of months is just prepping for that.
And that's gonna be a huge show. I think from what I know, this stuff you've said, I'm not saying that to like be intimidating or anything, but like there's a lot of people.
I'm already scared shitless to be I'm already nervous about it. It's fine.
This is Anthony's in the chat. He's from the Philly area. He might know. He's saying that it's the Imitation Zolo. The February is the good one, and like yes, that's the big one, but or the bigger one. But is this the second or third time, Anthony, or is this the first time they're doing the summer one? Do you know, Tyler?
I don't know.
Okay, I know February always was the big one, and I know they're doing something up the river, like in July or June or something. I think. Or maybe, I don't know, a ZoloCon show, but it's going to be really cool. It's a really cool venue for anyone who is local to the Philadelphia area. Come out and check it out. I know RetroCon's the next weekend. They're both really fun shows. And I will probably be at both of them, helping Tyler at ZoloCon.
You'll definitely be at ZoloCon.
Yeah. And October.
I'm really excited. It looks like a really fun venue, and a really fun event. So
there is a mayo canister in the hallway in the ZoloCon.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like a dispenser, or
it's not like something you can use because it was like Oh, let's see if I can find the picture of it. Danny took a picture. I didn't even see it. I'm not going to find it. Yeah, it was like the mayo can or something. It was like a giant, basically like 55-gallon drum with like a tube attachment to it. I don't remember what the point of it was because it said mayo, so I didn't want to read it. But because it was like it's a centrifuge, like it's where they would spin the astronauts around to get them used to like the gravity and everything. But it's decommissioned. It's old.
What does a centrifuge have to do with mayo?
I don't know. It's space, man.
You said that as if that was the reason for the mayo being there. You're like, well, there's a centrifuge, like, you know, for
it is the
astronaut.
reason it's there, but I didn't read the whole description as to why the mayo thing, because it's mayonnaise.
Okay.
Yes. Danny, explain the mayo thing. You're the one that took the picture. I mean, it's like this weird thing because it's like this event space, but then there's just these weird little semi-historic museum pieces. Like there's like the control centers like all roped off that you have to like walk through to get to the upstairs portion of the show. But then there's the mayo vat or whatever, like out in the one hallway. It's just random stuff, but it's a cool venue.
Okay. Take your word for it.
I'll show you the mayo thing when we go in September, Tyler.
I'm sure it'll make sense then.
Yes.
Eagerly awaiting that, I'm sure Tyler is. He's marked it down on his calendar.
Can't wait. Mayo.
I mean, come on. Hey, Joe, from Star Wars to Goats to Mayo, this is the show. Like, come on. We bring you all the variety. Don't
forget we had Michael Jackson earlier. So
yeah. In space, mayo is spreadable. More spreadable. Okay. I don't know if that's.
There's no gravity resistance, gross. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Now here's the question: Is Cool Whip mayonnaise or
no?
Danny, come on.
Jesus.
I think Cool Whip is kind of mayonnaise. It's very similar.
Just it's not
tanginess. It's a mayonnaise product.
Yeah.
It's like Cheese
Cool
Whiz
Whip?
is a cheese
mayonnaise like.
No, not Cool Whip. Not Cool Whip.
Miracle
Whip. My bad.
Oh yeah, they're both off the table. Miracle Whip and mayo are both.
But I wouldn't say Miracle Whip is mayo, but it's mayo.
It's like mayo.
Yeah.
I mean, nope, I'm not going to go there. I probably would have said something inappropriate. Slushies.
Why am I dead to you? What did I do?
I don't know.
I don't know what I did. Apparently, I made Anthony mad.
It doesn't take much. You piss off everybody.
Mayo is mayo. Well, yeah, but I'm not saying that Miracle Whip is mayo, but it's got similar ingredients and consistency.
Tyler, where do you fall on mayonnaise?
It's all right. It's all right. It's not my go-to. If it's in something, fine.
I tell you what, you go to a bar and you get some French fries out of that like greasy, whatever thing that they do, and then you mix up some ketchup and some mayo, dip your fries in it. Oh yeah.
If I want fries, I'm not going to a bar.
That's some of the best fries around.
Yeah, where they haven't cleaned the oil vats in
right.
like 3 or 4 years. If
exactly.
You're
yeah.
Right. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. Oh my gosh.
We have descended.
I keep wanting to ask Star Wars questions, but my mind keeps going to mayo.
Maybe it's time that we switched over to Cosmic and started looking at Cosmic.
No. We're not enticing Tyler.
I don't know. They're pretty cool.
Oh, Luke, why would you? That's the most disgusting
tell me
thing
that's
I've
not
ever
a
heard.
cool Star Wars looking character right there.
I don't think you don't have to tell. Tyler's not trying to disagree that they're cool.
What?
All right. All right.
No, I've never gone to a bar and picked up bar fries. What? What do you? No. All right. All
Some
right. The
bar food
comments.
is some of the best. Like you get a burger from a bar, like dude, that's some of the best burger you'll ever have. I'm telling you.
Are you drunk when you're eating this burger?
You don't have to be, but you can be. But sometimes bars have really good food. I'm just saying.
I don't know. You scared our guest off. Way to go.
I mean, it
Not,
happens.
not sure what happened there. That was weird.
It happens.
Oh man. No, there's no dungeon. Tyler's been to this. Tyler has been here, and I'm setting this up, and I know this is probably completely backfiring you, but I do not have a dungeon.
That we've seen. I mean,
So, what do you have on? Like, have you ever eaten a Philly steak sandwich?
Yeah,
And what do you have on that?
cheese.
But like no condiments.
No.
See, I always do the mayo, mustard, and pizza sauce all together. Like that's.
Where do you get this
so
monstrosity?
I have heard that there are two different kinds of Philly cheesesteaks.
Mhm.
One with the nacho cheese, which is what I consider a Philly cheesesteak.
Mhm.
Cheese whiz. Yeah.
Yeah, cheese whiz. And then another one with the tomato sauce and
Now I'm
which I
really pissed off.
don't
Anthony.
agree with.
So, Anthony, what do you say? You're a Philly guy. What do you say is supposed to go on a Philly cheesesteak? What condiments? Danny, see, I got everybody turned on me.
That's so much work, Danny. I'm not banning Curtis.
That's how I have always eaten Philly cheesesteak. Mayo, mustard, pizza sauce.
Where do
Spicy
you eat
mustard.
these monstrosities?
Wherever I get a Philly cheesesteak, here the best place to get it is at Penn Station, which I know I'm probably going to get yelled at about that from Anthony.
Do you go to get seafood out there in Missouri too? Like,
no.
Okay, then don't get a Philly
But you don't
cheesesteak
have to import
of-
the ingredients for Philly cheesesteaks in Missouri. So, okay,
it's meat and cheese, or if you want the onion and peppers.
Oh, I
that's fine.
definitely get the. I don't get the peppers, but I do get the mushroom and onions. So, yeah, I like me some mushroom and onions.
Peppers and onions, not mushrooms. I don't know. No.
JG says mushrooms, onions, pepper.
No, I mean you can. No, sorry, we're not talking about
cheese whiz. Really, you guys put cheese whiz on it?
That's the official Philly cheesesteak. Is cheese whiz.
Okay. Gross. All right.
Yes. But I don't ever get those at a bar.
But you also don't drink, so you don't really go to bars.
Yeah,
so.
I don't really go to bars.
Yeah,
I get laughed at for the types of drinks I want, so I don't go to bars.
I'm telling you, some bar food sometimes is really hit the spot.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, like, I'm never going to, you know what? I'm in the mood for some chicken wings today. I'm going to go try this bar that I've never been to before that looks like I'm going to get stabbed.
You don't specifically go there for the food, but you're there and then you get the food and then you're like, wow, this is surprisingly good.
There's no reason for me to go in there.
He wouldn't have that experience also because he wouldn't be drunk enough to find that bar food really good.
So let's say you go to
that is definitely a part of it. Bar food tastes a lot better after you've had a few.
Let's say you go to Legion's Con, right? Where we're going to have lots of Legions, including Cosmic, which are very Star Wars like, and anybody that's into Star Wars should go to Cosmic. But let's say you're at Legion's Con, right? And they've got a pub there. And you go to the pub because that's where everybody from Legion's Con's going after the show, and they're hanging out. And then they say, hey, would you like some food? Here's what we got. And they throw a menu in front of you. You're not going to order some food?
That's not the same thing.
Okay. It is, but
it's a hotel restaurant bar. Like, that's different than just like going to a bar.
And what I'm saying is sometimes those places have the best food. That's all I'm saying.
I said I didn't disagree with you.
Okay. I'll see you at Legion's Con. We're going to eat the food at the pub, and then we'll talk about whether it was good or not. And we'll
It's
try.
completely
I
irrelevant.
will whip you up some ketchup and mayo for dipping fries in.
I will
And
not eat it. I guarantee I will not be drunk enough to fall for that.
okay, Anthony's talking about fried pickles.
No,
Big. You're a no fried pickle guy.
no.
What about you, Tyler? Fried pickles.
Fried pickles.
Okay, so
Oh, yeah.
here's the question: fried pickle spears or the disc?
Disc.
I'm a disc guy too. I had spears are okay, but yeah, disc, a fried disc of pickle and some ranch dressing. Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Some
that's
really
good.
interesting hand gestures going on here.
You know what I'm talking about when they slice it sideways instead of the spears. You know. Jesse's out of the will too. Man, we're all
Look,
out of the will tonight.
I didn't know I was in the will. I mean, so that's okay, I guess. I mean, I just don't like fried pickles. I don't judge other people for eating them.
Do you eat regular pickles that aren't fried?
Yes,
Sweet or dill?
dill. Sweet is hot garbage.
I agree 100%. Sweet is
Sorry,
terrible.
Tyler.
I'm a bread and butter pickle guy. I love bread and,
And
butter.
do you not put it on my sandwich? I like it on the side.
Ugh.
But not at the movie theater.
Not at the
First
movie
time I went to
theater.
Missouri, went to a movie theater in Missouri when I went out there for college.
Mhm.
At the concession stand, there was just like pickles in a bag.
They've got that if you go to you go to Six Flags, you go to the amusement park, and they've got these pickles that are like the size of my forearm and just like in a bag. And they just like, I don't need a forearm sized pickle to walk around an amusement park and then get onto a roller coaster. Like that is just a recipe for disaster. I don't know who's doing that. They need to stop.
I'm just saying, it was weird to walk in a movie theater and see a pickle bag behind the counter.
Yeah, but I tell you what, one of the things I do like at Six Flags, they've got those big giant turkey legs that makes you feel like you're Fred Flintstone with a brontosaurus leg. I'll walk around the park and eat that thing all day. You know what I'm talking about? The big giant turkey legs that you look at it and you're like, they pumped this thing full of some hormones or something. This is not a natural turkey. Like this thing looks like it came off of a freaking brontosaurus. They're good. You can take like when you're biting into it, you can taste all the hormones and steroids and stuff in it. It's great.
Delightful. I don't think I've ever seen one that was brontosaurus sized.
Oh, they're nice. Come to Missouri. We'll go to Six Flags and just get turkey legs. We won't even ride any rides.
That's fine. The vertigo would probably freak me out on the rides anymore.
Good stuff. See this? Now we're talking. We got a show going on now. Talk about.
Now I'm just hungry. Like,
exactly.
I had Long John Silver's for lunch. That wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, it's probably not a good choice.
Chicken, not fish.
I like the fish better.
I don't like.
Do you
fish.
ever get the oysters, or the not the oysters, clams? The clams, fried clams.
No, I don't like seafood.
Oh, you went to Long John Silver's and you don't like seafood?
I got the chicken.
Yeah, but okay.
No one else beer batter dips chicken.
Okay.
There might be some really good bar that does it that I don't know exists, but
there probably is. But you wouldn't give it the chance because you are going to go to eat food at a bar.
If someone told me and was like, "Hey, let's go here. They have really good beer battered chicken," I'd be like, "Okay," but I'm not just going to wander in some bar on my own.
What about hush puppies? You like hush puppies?
Puppies are great.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're all right. I can't do like some people get they have like where you can get like a dozen of them or something. I'm a two. After two hush puppies, I'm like I'm good for about 6 months. I don't need hush puppies again for a while. But two are good. That's about my limit.
Yeah.
Tyler, hush puppies.
I'm not gonna lie. This talk of Long John Silver's is making me nauseous.
All right.
See what you did, Jesse?
I just said I went there for lunch. We didn't have to go diving into it.
I had Panera for lunch, so it was good. Oh, what else we got?
Billy, have you not seen Moana? There is 100% at least one chicken in the sea.
I swore that I would never. I see Anthony's asking about sushi. I swore that I would never try sushi, and I tried it this week, and it was disgusting. So I did not like it.
Tyler,
Now-
you've been to Galaxy's Edge. What's the food
Yeah.
like there?
Good. No, I'm sorry.
Can you elaborate a little bit more?
It was
Are we
edible.
talking hush
No.
puppies or sushi?
So no, it's really good. We've only, I think Megan might have gotten something last time, but like I know I got the Ronto roast or the Ronto.
Okay.
It's some kind of pita sandwich or something. It was really good, but they I'm blanking on the name of the bar. It's the bar, Oga's Cantina. Good lord.
Okay.
Oh, is it Cantina and you forgot about it? Come on.
Right. The drinks are incredible. A lot of that's the real draw for Galaxy's Edge, to be honest, is the drinks, because you have that stuff and then you have the blue milk and the green milk, and it's not fresh green milk, fortunately.
Oh, good. If you leave it out in the sun though and let it get warm, it probably gets that fresh texture to it.
It's probably
Megan's here.
Yeah,
Hi, Megan.
Hi. That's my wife, everyone.
Said mostly snacks and drinks.
Yep.
So,
They're, like in Oga's Cantina, they don't really have a lot of food. It's mostly just desserts, and they had like a little hummus plate type thing. But it was really good. Everything's
apparently I upset Anthony again. I don't even know what I did this time, but
well, he's up way past his bedtime.
That's true. He's a little cranky. I started this comment from Danny, not because I want to go back to hush puppies and make Tyler sick, but it did bring up an interesting question. Tartar sauce. Are you anti-tartar sauce too, Jesse?
I don't like tartar sauce, but again, I am not judging people who use it.
Okay, because that's kind of a mayo-like substance as well, but with
okay, that's probably why I don't like it then.
Okay, but you have tried it.
I've tried it, yeah. Okay. I've tried many things, including a chicken head.
A chicken head?
Well, I didn't try it. I saw it and I was like, absolutely not.
So you didn't try it.
So that's the opposite of trying.
Yeah,
I tried the chicken.
You tried to think about.
You tried to try it.
I tried the chicken foot. I tried the chicken foot.
Okay.
Yeah. It was when I was in South Africa. They thought it was funny to like punk the white guy. And they gave me a plate with like 3 chicken heads on it. And I was like, I thought I was keeping it together, but apparently my face did all the talking, and everyone who was a native there started cracking up laughing.
That would be funny.
And then someone like eagerly took them and ate them. And this wasn't like out in the wild. This was like in a town. It was, like
it was like Christmas Story.
But I did try the foot. I did try the foot, and then when I bit into it, I got like hooked on the chicken like toenail, and I'm like, this is like biting off a fingernail, and I'm like, no, thank you.
All right. Yeah, Billy. Well, this is a show.
Yeah. I mean, I tried it.
How about pig's feet? Have you ever tried pig's feet?
No.
No, I'm a no there as well. I really don't try weird foods or strange. Like, I don't know. I guess it's not weird if people like it, but I don't know. Like we were at this Brazilian grill this week, and they bring over like chicken hearts, and like I can't do like if it's an organ, like I can't do that. Like liver, hearts, like those kind of things. It's too. I don't know. I can't do that.
Organic?
Weird. It's too weird.
I don't know. It's just weird. It's just like,
yeah,
I don't want to eat the chicken's heart. Like I have no problem eating the chicken's leg or the chicken's wing, but the heart, I don't know. It just seems weird to me. It's like very creepy. I don't
know. No, I don't like fried cloaca. I've never tried that though, so maybe I do. I'm guessing I probably won't intentionally ever try that. Thanks, Danny. I do love that word. That's a great word, though.
I mean, realistically, though, none of us really know what's in a hot dog, so we may have eaten all this stuff. So, I love a good hot dog.
I like gas station hot dogs.
See, that's wrong.
Living on the edge.
That is living on the edge. That's like
I
the
like gas station. What are those things? Tornadoes.
I have no idea what you're talking about. What's a tornado?
It's like the wrap with like cheese and meat in it.
Like a taquito?
Kinda.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
No liver and onions, Joe. Sorry, never had it.
So back to Star Wars. Do you think Luke eats liver and onions?
He might. I mean,
Tyler, did you see?
He drinks that blue milk or whatever.
You also like Lego.
I do.
Did you see someone had the picture? You know how they're doing like the fancy Star Wars like helmet sets now? Did you see the Uncle Owen head?
Oh my God! Yes, yeah, I saw those. Oh, they're so good.
It's just a
If those were real, I'd actually get some of that line. But no.
Oh,
yeah, that's
amazing.
Fantastic. Yeah, those are great.
Did the Ewoks actually eat the stormtroopers?
100%.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They were gonna eat the heroes.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't imagine the Ewoks would be like not using all of it. You know,
like they were literally preheating the oven for Han and Luke. So yeah, they were gonna eat them.
So at least they probably cook the troopers first. They don't just eat them raw.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. They're shown to cook, so I bet they cooked them.
I'm just saying they probably cooked them. But
here's the question, though: do you think Lando and Luke and Han might have had some of that? Because you got to think they probably cooked for that big festival at the end.
I mean, if you're a slave to the Ewoks and then they let you go and they offer you food, you probably have to eat it, even if it is Stormtrooper.
So there's a good chance that our heroes are cannibals.
Could be.
I'm going to say by the time they're celebrating, they've gotten rations and provisions from the Rebel fleet at that point.
But what about before? What about like after C-3PO is their god and they release them at that point?
They got their gear back. They had rations on them.
Okay.
Like Luke had his beef jerky sticks or breadsticks or whatever that Yoda was eating in Dagobah. Like, you know, they had stuff. They were there on a mission. They're prepared.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. They rode off like chasing the biker guys. So I don't know that they had time to grab like rations and stuff. But
in my mind, the heroes were not cannibals. Chewbacca, maybe, because, you know, that's what he does. That's fine. That's a Wookiee thing, whatever.
Is it
but I don't
because you don't want to think of your heroes being cannibals?
There's no evidence to suggest that they did.
Okay. So
breadsticks were people.
Question though, like if I eat a chicken, right, that doesn't make me a cannibal, right? What if I eat an alien? Like it's not human. So like let's say that the clones are a different alien race than the humans. Would it be? I'm not saying that they are. I'm just saying if they were, if it was a different alien.
Why are the clones coming into this?
Or not the clones, the stormtrooper. Let's say it was an alien that's a different race than them in there. Is that still cannibalism if it's not the same race?
I don't know. Why are we what?
Maybe sentience is the key here as far
okay.
as,
okay.
I mean,
so like you can eat a tauntaun, but you can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
You shouldn't eat Admiral Akbar, you know.
Right. Even though he's very much like seafood. Like
exactly.
I bet he tastes good. Like you put a little lemon and butter on some Akbar. Yeah. Yeah.
The practice of eating the flesh of one's own species. So as long as it is not the same species of you, it is not cannibalism. Doesn't mean that's not questionable or dubious or wrong.
So we can eat Akbar all day long.
Well, no. You can, and it not be considered cannibalism, though.
Oh, okay, but it still could be considered bad.
What would you call that? Just you ate Admiral Akbar?
Immoral.
Like, is there no word for it?
I mean, I guess it depends
I
on
guess
how
there
you
wouldn't be.
prepare
I
it.
guess there wouldn't be a word
Like,
for it.
is it on noodles? Is it on rice? Like, I mean,
Well, I think you steam it. You steam some Akbar, and then you got some butter and lemon with it, and yeah, I mean you go to
like
town.
the corn,
No,
like the corn named Akbar.
no, Admiral. And then
Oh.
you need some of those big crackers though too. Those like where you crack the.
I'm a pretty big cracker.
Yeah, you need some of
On my
those
own.
to get the meat out. But
I am not getting that out.
Please
you don't want
get your meat
the
out.
Akbar meat.
No, what? No, see, no, what?
I think out of all the characters in Star Wars, he probably would be the tastiest though.
I don't think so.
Who do you think would be tastier than Akbar?
I'm not going to. We're not having this conversation.
Let's be real. Wicket. The
Really?
Ewoks would probably be pretty delicious.
I would imagine an Ewok would taste like a dog. I don't know.
How do you know what a dog tastes like? People eat dog all over the
I
world.
don't, but they're like, I don't know. There's certain animals that are too
do.
cute to eat, and that's, Wicket's kind of like that. But
Doesn't mean he's not delicious.
that's true. He could be delicious. I mean, dog could be, sewer rat could taste like pumpkin pie, but I'd never know.
I have heard dog is okay. So.
Dog is not great.
You say that as if you know from personal experience.
I am saying that from personal experience, unless someone was lying to me. I didn't know it was dog until after I started eating it. And then I stopped eating it.
Poor Fido.
And
Sebulba, I could see him tasting good.
no.
I think that would just be like frog meat. I don't think that would be.
Yeah.
Chewy's probably a little bit too gamey.
Porkins. Rex is Porkins.
We're back to cannibalism.
Yeah, I could see Porkins being good. Jabba has good marbling.
Hut bacon.
Okay.
Gamorreans probably make good bacon.
Oh, Gamorrean bacon is some of the best. Absolutely. Yeah. Do you think there's like religions that in Star Wars where they can't eat Gamorrean because it's against their religion? Like no Gamorrean bacon for them.
I don't really know how to.
I'm
just going to go with yes.
To not respond to that.
I'm sure somewhere in the Star Wars galaxy, it is against someone's religion to eat a Gamorrean.
Yeah, I would say so. But man, I bet that would be some good bacon.
I mean, the Jedi probably don't eat Gamorreans.
Can you see a Gamorrean on a spick with the apple in its mouth?
I'd rather not think about that. And now I'm thinking about that.
And its arms just like flopping as it rotates around the spick.
Why are they flapping? Why aren't they tied up in front of it?
It'd be like that scene in Lord of the Rings where they got the dwarves all tied up. Or no, that was in Hobbit, wasn't it?
It's the Hobbit, yeah.
Yeah, when they spin them around. All right, cool.
I don't know. So thinking about eating in the Star Wars galaxy scares me. Because it's either like super processed, weird, like sci-fi food.
Oh yeah.
Like,
dehydrated stuff that you have to add water to and
it might be Soylent Green. Like it might be the Republic or the Empire that's eating people more than the regular stuff.
Well, even that
Rex looks like a fucking
Well, I mean, even when Luke is eating there on Dagobah, and he's got that little, that sausage thing, it does not look good. It doesn't look tasty.
Looks like
It
a
looks
Slim
like
Jim.
very processed. Yeah, but I don't know what went into that, but it's not on the up and up. That's for
Probably a tauntaun is what
sure.
went into that.
Could be.
He just came from off, after all.
Yep.
Could
Yeah.
be.
I am both hungry and want to vomit at the same time.
I wonder what kind of things they serve at the cantina, because that's kind of like a bar. I bet they got good food at the cantina.
I doubt it.
A lot of fried stuff, for sure. Yeah.
I don't know.
Anthony says sudden clone trooper K rations don't seem so bad. I guess. If you don't want to live on the edge.
The galaxy's edge. Oh.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about sand? I think it's coarse. What do you guys think?
It's kind of irritating.
Yeah.
Gets everywhere. I can't say it the way he does. There's like an extra emphasis in there somewhere.
That's because you are a better actor than. I'm sorry.
No, I am not.
I want to see. I want
Skies
to
of
see
Blue.
them. Yes, I want to see them do another Star Wars movie that happens in the middle of Episode 3, to where we actually see Anakin like kill Jedis and not just murder kids. Like, I actually want to see him be a badass and kill somebody. That's what I want. Because
That would be really cool, actually, to see
why he is so feared
from the perspective of Darth Vader.
I mean, we start out Episode 4 and he talked, Obi-Wan talks about how he, hunted down and murdered the Jedi, but that's not what we see. Like, we don't see that. And that's the only thing that I was waiting for in those first 3 movies, was to see him become that badass. And then we didn't get that. So I would like to see that. Even if they, I don't know, even if they did it after Episode 3, when he's actually Darth Vader, and show him like hunting down the remaining Jedis throughout the galaxy that are kind of hiding and stuff, like in that time period, like with Kenobi, that would be cool.
Basically, the best parts of Kenobi.
Yes,
there have been some,
but from Darth Vader's perspective.
There was a run of Darth Vader comics that has him, at least parts of it are him hunting down Jedi. Between that and like the Emperor constantly doubting him and questioning him, what are you laughing at now?
Anthony says he prefers his tauntaun done medium rare. Just need it lukewarm. That's a good one. It's a good pun. It's a good pun. All right. Yeah, no, I don't know. I want to see more Darth Vader. Like that, the part in Rogue One with him in the hallway is like probably the coolest Star Wars we've gotten. Like the coolest little bit of Star Wars, little clip that we've gotten, in my opinion. And I would love to see just a movie or a series of that, of just Darth Vader being a badass.
Well, I think what that scene did so well is make him scary.
Oh yeah.
Like he was Michael Myers in that moment. You know what I mean? He was Freddy Krueger, and it was awesome to see.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that movie, but the final couple minutes of that going through and knowing it was like teeing right up to A New Hope was just so cool. And yeah, that was great. And just how the hallway was all red, and yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, but like that from Episode 3 to when we see Episode 4 is what, like 19 years, right?
Yes.
So like I would love to see something in that period from Vader's perspective. That would be cool.
That definitely would be cool. I would watch that. Probably at least 5 times.
And Danny wants to see Anakin learn how to wipe again after Episode 3. So
pretty sure he just has a tube for that. I mean, does he even eat anymore?
I don't know. Probably has some sort of like nutrients in his suit that are injected into his body or something.
Yeah. What a
Like
miserable
a feeding
life.
tube or something. Oh yeah.
I mean, waist down, he's pretty much gone, you know. So he's probably not doing much pooping.
I guess
Yeah.
technically all of us
Like
have
he's,
boobs for that.
yeah.
I mean, and Anakin is whiny in the prequels, but he's had kind of a shitty life. I mean, you're sold into slavery. You know, you get the Jedi Council looking down on you. They don't want you to train at first and all this kind of shit. And just, you know, then your mom gets killed, and you know, he kind of had it a little rough. I don't necessarily blame him for, you know, kind of trying to take control on the dark side, because everything on the light side is just like, oh, you know, you just basically accept it. Whereas the dark side's like, no, you have the power to change this. So I kind of sympathize with him a little bit.
I am scared
No,
now.
you don't at all see where he's coming from or sympathize with him.
No. I'm just, yes, completely. I mean, come on. I mean, did they capture that very well in the movies? No, but yeah,
I think I genuinely think they tried.
I think they
It
tried.
just
They
didn't
wedged so much other stuff in
work.
there that it
Yeah.
didn't get its breathing room that it needed.
If they had
No pun
focused
intended.
more on Anakin, you know,
Yeah.
instead of the other nonsense,
Mhm.
they would have been a far more cohesive story.
Yeah, and
because that's what we wanted to see. Like, and even I remember the promotion leading up to it, man.
Mhm.
Like, oh, we're gonna see Darth Vader, the rise of Darth Vader, and that's not what half of it was. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I think
we have that whole like pointless section. I think of in the one, I forget even which movie it was. I guess it's Attack of the Clones, the R2D2 and C3PO adventures on Geonosis or whatever.
yeah.
That is so stupid. That whole part is so dumb. They could have actually focused on the character writing, you know, characters instead of the characters that matter, I guess I should say.
yeah,
I don't like that they spent all of episode 1 on young Anakin. I think there could have been a time jump in the middle of that movie to get us more of like the grown-up Anakin that's being trained. I don't know. I just would have liked to see more than that, because it just felt like then they crunched it into the next 2 movies, and so his turn to the dark side was so quick that it just felt like it was rushed. I would have liked that to be, you know, played out a little bit longer, which is really what Clone Wars ended up giving us. You know, if you watch that, obviously you see there's more going on there, and there's, you know, other missions and things that kind of made him who he is, and you see him kind of his personality change over time, which is nice. I just wish we would have got some of that in the movies.
I totally agree. Totally agree. Man, I had a thought and it left. What was it? Oh, I feel like this needs to be pointed out because everybody makes those stupid pedophile jokes about Padme. She is only like 4 years older than him. She's supposed to be like 14 or 15 at the most in A New Hope or Phantom Menace, and he's 10. Granted, a 14-year-old flirting with a 10-year-old, yes, that's a little weird, but like once they get older, that's not much of a gap. So,
and you know what?
chill out.
And it isn't like they were together for those years. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
as they were, he was on Coruscant. Like they didn't see each other for that
Yeah.
long. So it's not like she helped raise a 10. You know what I mean? Like it's a
Yeah.
different scenario as not
Billy, go.
Oh my God.
I don't.
Yeah,
Go get a horse
say that
or
it's
something. I don't know.
grooming at all. Yeah.
She told him. She basically told him like to F off, and then didn't see him for 10 years.
Yeah.
Well,
I
she didn't tell him
do.
to F off, but
I like the prequels a lot more now than I did when they first came out, but there's still a lot of stuff I wish they would have included. It almost felt like taking Anakin from birth through becoming Darth Vader was too much to fit within 3 movies, So
No, come on.
I think so.
I'm being sarcastic.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, Billy. But it wasn't like they started a relationship in that first movie when he was 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like they weren't making out when he was a 10-year-old.
He liked her. She wasn't interested. End of story. She wasn't interested when he comes back 10 years later.
I don't even know that he liked her. He was just kind of being
He was a kid.
flirty kid. Like,
Yeah. Well, I had a crush on like everybody when I was 10 years
right,
old.
So. Exactly. Like I remember when I was 10, I went to I think it was my aunt's wedding, and I was flirting on some like 30-year-old gal. Like I was 10 years old. Like that's just 10-year-olds are just stupid. So
I mean, clearly you've been groomed your entire life then, Curtis. That's,
yeah, I know. According to Billy.
Explains so much.
So
see, look, the Are You an Angel thing, they make that payoff in Clone Wars because they get to that whole thing where there's the angels around that one planet.
But that's just a dumb thing that kids would say, though.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, I could totally see a kid saying that to a lady.
Guarantee you, I say dumb stuff to people now. If Luke's still in the chat, he can guarantee it. If you've watched this show, I say dumb stuff all the time.
I was just talking about eating Admiral Akbar. So,
yeah. Anyway,
Theodore Rex says, "Now I want to eat Watto."
That is a whole different ball of wax, Luke. Like his ears are full of wax, I'm sure.
We could, you know what? We should start a whole new show that's just the cuisine of Star Wars and talk about what races we can make into what kind of meals.
I have fun with that.
Oh, all right, Jesse.
Tyler, what custom you get? Are you working on some commissions? You got anything exciting in the pipes? Any new stuff?
Yeah, I'm working on I have like 6 figures right behind me here. I'm still working on this diorama here as well. Yeah, I'm always working on stuff, man. Nothing. I know it's really vague and stupid, but yeah,
that's okay.
On your
diorama, I always have like 12 different projects I have going at once, and I just sort of ADD bounce between them. So that's where I'm at now.
On your dios, like especially like those ones that are kind of Tatooine looking, like once they're printed, do you then just paint them, or do you also add like sand and different things to it to make it gritty? And
if you want, I'll see if I can. I don't know how well this is going to show up on the camera. Sorry, I got a bunch of figures on there.
Because I'm guessing the printing of it is just the first aspect.
Right? Yeah. So it's basically printing, then coating. I usually coat in. It's just there. I don't know how well you can see it, but basically a Bondo. I cover the whole thing in a Bondo, or like wood filler works really well as well. And then I paint over top of it. The ground here is actual sand. I use Mod Podge and just
you put the Mod Podge down first and then the sand over top of it, or
and just sort of like texture it and give it different raised parts, and so it's not all just flat.
Gotcha.
And starting. Like these pieces are from a different diorama. I have files for so many dioramas that I just kind of mix and match and make each piece kind of their own thing.
Gotcha. Like a little like wall unit and conduits and stuff. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so this one's a lot of fun. This is
Yeah.
The third one I've done. This is a Dagobah Customs, I think, is the creator of that one.
Oh, that's cool.
And I just have I've got like 4 different dios. Some of them little ones like this one here. This is a Last of Us that I just started painting today.
Oh, that's cool.
Sorry, it's hard to there. But I literally just started painting this one today.
Is that like glow reflective, or is it just reflecting off the screen?
That's just reflecting off the screen.
Okay.
I am going to use I don't even remember what it's called. It's a Citadel wash that has Tesseract yellow, something like that.
Yeah.
I plan on using that on top, but it's pretty much the only thing I use of Citadel nowadays are their washes. So I won't get into that, but.
Now, I meant to bring this up earlier, and you did, what was it, the Max Rebo band, and that got mentioned in, what was it, Screen Rant?
Slash Film. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
it was a set I printed.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I wrote them an email because I don't think they credited you in the article as being the printer.
They didn't, but that's okay.
I wrote them a strongly worded email that you need to give credit to the printers as well.
It was funny is the guy who wrote that article actually has reached out to me a couple of times. We've chatted a few times about different things, but
that's cool.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy. But yeah, that one. That was fun.
Do you sell any of those dios that you make, or they're just for yourself?
I sell them at shows. I don't. There are so many diorama creators on Instagram, on Facebook, that like for instance, 2797 Studios. I don't want to take away anything from them because they've been doing it a little bit longer than I have. So I'll stick to my own thing. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
I don't want to flood the market, if that makes sense. I think there's some people out there doing some great things, and I don't know if that sounds stupid or whatever, but I just don't want to. No, I do my own thing, and I don't want to get into.
I just know, like, for what we're doing, like, I don't know if you've heard of Cosmic Legions, but we've got, like, for them, they're getting ready to start coming out, and we don't have any dios, like, for these guys. So there is no flooded market or any of that. So I'm just saying, if you wanted to do some cool stuff for any of these characters, I know some people would probably be interested. So
there's certainly some potential there for sure.
Some cybernetic parts and everything. Like,
for the record, I think these figures look absolutely incredible. I really do. I wish I could get into them, but
the only thing we need are some cool dios. That would be that would be it. So just throwing it out there if you want.
Sincerely, if there are creators out there who are making like the files, absolutely. I'm not a designer.
Oh, gotcha.
At a design,
I'm just wondering if some of your Star Wars ones could double utilized, like especially absolutely. If you've got ones that are more like let's say inside the Death Star or inside a some sort of base or battleship or something. Like if you've got more technological ones, I think those would really translate over, especially since the ones that you're doing are already, you said 6-inch scale, right? For the most part. And these are 7-inch, but I think the scale would still pretty much work. So yeah, if you've got any especially tech looking ones, I think that would translate over pretty well. And I don't know, just throwing it out there. You could even, send some with Jesse to Legions Con, and who knows, maybe you have some new customers. So
I wouldn't turn it down. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But no, I think you're right. I think there are definitely plenty of dioramas out there that would work for anything sci-fi.
Yeah. I mean, it's, I don't, especially once you start getting into, space type stuff, like this stuff can easily go from one to another. Now, if it's, if you've got a classic scene, like you had that one earlier from Return of the Jedi, where it's like, okay, I easily recognize that as Return of the Jedi. Maybe that wouldn't translate over. But if you had one that's just, some sort of like, a cantina or a, I don't know, something. I think a lot of those could probably have dual functionality. So,
yeah. Well, if you want a cool one to check out, I don't know if you can pull this up now. If you go to Imprint Condition on Instagram, he's one of the modelers that we work with. But he has a Navarro set that is completely modular, so you can move around different walls cool. And different. Yeah, if you go down,
you got that, Jesse.
I'm getting there. What was it? Imprint what?
Imprint Condition. And it's the one right below. It's a video right below the Indiana Jones with the jungle plants, which that set is awesome as well.
Okay.
Just those little. I think I showed you those plants that you could print in.
Yeah.
Yeah, check that out.
Oh yeah, see, this is cool.
Oh, I like they had the little doorway for the Babu Frick guys.
Yeah, I actually have another dial I'm working on, which is similar to this. It's a Navarro scene. It's the schoolhouse from
okay
the one episode, and yeah, it has the little door on it.
See, like something like this, I think would sell like gangbusters at Legion's Con. That's cool.
You wouldn't even have to buy the Cosmic Legions, Curtis. I mean,
no,
Tyler.
But I mean they are awesome. So but yeah, that's cool. I like that. I just don't have a 3D printer.
Luke really wants
to get into it.
But see, Luke, what you're asking for here is the holiday special cantina with a sexy B. Arthur. What are we basing that B. Arthur on? And if you say what she looks like in the show, I mean, guess whatever floats your goat, man. But
there it is. And it's
yikes.
Back. I have not seen the holiday special, so I cannot comment. So
look, all I gotta say is Tyler knows how much I like goats in the fact laughing at goats. Don't twist this around. That he and Megan gave me a plush goat animal that you turn it on, and it was a Christmas gift. It's got like a scarf or whatever, and it passes out. Like it does the song, and then it gets scared and falls over. It's fantastic.
So you like laughing at goats, but do you like laughing goats from Thor: Love and Thunder?
Oh, that is my favorite part of that movie. That is the best part of that movie. 100%.
Okay, gotcha. And yes, Joe, I do what I can. I'm a simple man, and I just try not to suck. So
he's trying to get his Cabal points up. Did you know
there's a make your way through Cabal?
I heard there's a Cosmic Cabal. Apparently, there's a Figure Obscura Cabal. I think there's a Birthday Cabal. There's a Thursday Cabal. There's not a Friday Cabal yet, but there is one coming. So, yeah.
Luke, I'm not falling for that. I'm not doing a Google search for sexy B. Arthur.
that you don't
not
want that on your history.
You can pull that up at work on Tuesday, on your work computer.
Yeah. Isn't there a joke in the movie Airheads? He's like, B. Arthur, outstanding. The nude pictures of B. Arthur.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie in forever. And hey, we are not giving Tyler a hard time about Cosmic Legion. Stop. Behave yourselves.
Yeah, you're making enemies with Theo Rex. So bar food is good. I'm gonna get Jesse on
Theodore
some
Rex
bar
is
food
like-
at Legion's Con. So
I've had bar food. I've been to bars that have good food, but it wasn't like just a bar that happened to have a good food. It was a like pub that is a restaurant that is also a bar.
apparently there is a Friday Cabal. Thank God it's Friday Cabal. So and I'm now an admin. So
Oh, cool.
there you go. Beautiful. All right. Well,
Okay. I mean,
anything else? Anything else we want to discuss or promote?
Theodore Rex also thinks that Psycho Gorman is a good movie. So
I don't know what that is.
Tyler does.
Yes, I do.
And would you disagree that it's a good movie?
I think it's a great movie.
Oh, well, there you go.
It's not, but I think it's a great movie. You know what I mean? It's one of
Okay.
those. It's one of those.
Okay.
That's a very, very strange movie.
Yes. I would not recommend it for you, Curtis.
Okay.
That's a movie I wouldn't recommend to many people just because of certain things in that movie.
It's the heckin' best. It's strange. Anyway, yeah. So Tyler, anything else you've got? So we're ZoloCon in September, which I will be with you at.
ZoloCon, yeah. I've been thinking about maybe doing Greencastle, the toy show.
Okay.
But who knows? I don't know. I know next year is I'm going to be planning more events than.
Okay.
I didn't really plan anything out this year. It was just sort of like, oh, maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll do that. I'm planning on actually looking at a schedule and getting things.
I would say the February March ZoloCon would be good, and RetroCon. RetroCon was a lot of fun last year. I don't know what this summer ZoloCon is going to be like, but it'll be fun to figure that out with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Very cool.
I'm going to do a poll in the Legendati Facebook group on Gamorrean Guard bacon or Admiral Akbar crab legs. So we'll see. We'll see who wins out.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Cool.
We'll go over the results next week.
Well, for everybody that wants to follow Tyler's awesome stuff, check out @FailedImagineers on Instagram. And don't bother him with mayonnaise talk and cannibal Star Wars things. But yes, if you like Star Wars stuff, check out his customs and all that stuff. And you do open commissions from time to time, correct?
Yeah, I'm planning on opening them up next week, actually.
Okay.
I finally feel comfortable. I've just been too wrapped up in so many other things that I just haven't wanted to take anything on. But yeah, I think I'm going to open them up next week.
Well, you heard it here, folks. Yep. Check out Failed Imagineers for his customs opening up.
Sometime. I just added you on Instagram, and I'll get your address from Jesse and make sure to send you some Cosmic Legions. So,
oh jeez, oh god.
See, that's part of what this group does is we give stuff out,
enable.
Yes, because once you have it in your hand, you'll be like, I gotta.
It, dude. When I picked up what were the goblins?
Goblins, yeah.
When I picked those up for you at that toy store, I'm like, man, these things are awesome. These things are really awesome.
He messaged me. He was like, "Can I open one of them?" I was like, "Yeah, go for it."
Absolutely.
Excellent. Carlo also followed. Very cool. Very cool.
Thank you very much.
Well,
appreciate that.
Cool, Tyler. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me. This is great. This is a lot of fun.
It was fun. We devolved into some interesting spaces, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a good time. Yes, so check out Tyler, Failed Imagineers on Instagram, and anything else. I think that I've already said that 3 times. Okay, Tyler, we're going to bounce you out. If you need to get going, that's cool. Otherwise, hang out in the green room there. We'll wrap up and all that. Thank you very much for joining us on the shelf.
Thanks for having me again, guys. Thanks. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Okay, 2 big announcements before we wrap up the show tonight. Next Sunday, I will have to edit this graphic because I was waiting to confirm a picture from our guest. But next Sunday night on Shooting the Shelf, 9 p.m., we have got the one and only 1/6 shooter Trevor Williams joining us on the shelf. So we will have 2/3 of the Legion's lounge covered at that point. Will we get the third before we get the final My Wife Is Going to Kill Me host? I don't know. Stay tuned. We'll find out. But next week, we've got Trevor Williams talking all sorts of cool stuff. And earlier in the day, we have a very special presentation. We are uniting hands across the world all the way to our good friends John, Malcolm, and Rich of the Euro Legions podcast are joining us to talk about the wonderful show that is Ted Lasso. Curtis and Sean and I are joining the guys from the Euro Legions podcast next Sunday at, 3 p.m. Eastern?
3 p.m. Eastern, and it's on this channel, right?
It is going to be on the Just Shelve It channel. Yes, we'll be talking all things Ted Lasso since the series finale is this Wednesday. So if you have not caught up with the show, you've got a week to catch up. And, so we will be talking spoilers if you are not familiar with it. So, yes, very much looking forward to this. We've been talking to these guys about doing a crossover show at some point, and this just kind of fell into place as being a cool thing to do. So next Sunday, 3:00, right here on Just Shelve It. Me, Curtis, and Sean with the Euro Legions guys. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It will be. This is true.
Yes. Anything else for you, Curtis?
I don't think so, but I didn't think that I was going to have anything last week, and then I was on like 5 shows in a row or something. I ended up being, we did an OffWorld on Wednesday, just like an unscripted one. Then Thursday was on Dork Lair. Friday we did our regular OffWorld, which was awesome, especially the new intro. Loved it. And then we were on Saturday day live yesterday together, and then today. So I had like 5 days in a row of shows.
To be fair, OffWorld is always off scripted. They're just, some of them have a list of topics to talk about.
The Dooch Genda.
Nothing is scripted.
Yeah, that's true. But we do have a Dooch Genda. This upcoming Friday, we have an unscripted no Dooch Genda show. But I will say, odds are we're probably going to be talking about some All-Star 6 because that'll come out earlier in the day. So next Friday, it'll probably be me and Sean at first, and then Jesse a little bit later. We'll be talking some All-Stars 6 goodness.
Excellent. So, looking forward to it. I will not be rushing home from D&D, but as soon as I get home from D&D, I will join in if you guys are still going, because
absolutely.
There you go. Well, thank you everybody for joining us in the chat. Luke, wow. I'm so glad that Luke joined in. It sounds sarcastic, but I'm glad Luke was here. Luke is fun, and he says outrageous things, and it makes me feel like I'm at work. So
I don't even see Luke saying anything here.
Luke is Theodore Rex.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yes. That is his all-time favorite #1 go-to movie.
Which one?
But on that note, Theodore Rex.
Oh, gotcha. I've never heard of
Goldberg and an anthropomorphic T-Rex cop.
Okay.
So on that note, thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a great week. And as always, what's on your shelf?